Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to visit a children's home in Korogocho. We are going to Mama Elizabeth Children's Home. I want you to come along with me. I'm visiting with some few of my friends. I have some guest friends from the US and they felt like they need to see the children and share with them some few stuffs and some few goodies that they carried here and there. So I'm coming from my place of residence. I will be meeting with them, Babadogo area, and then I will go with them. We are going to have some time with the children, share what we have with them, and then we will call it a day. So come with us, guys, come with me, and let's have some good moments together. If in any case you feel you are privileged and you have something you can share with these less fortunate children, always feel free to reach out. Always have some moments to go out, support, and blessings will be on your way. See you guys there. Thank you. Please remember to like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Support me by sharing to as many people as possible, and then we will get more views and more subscribers. Thank you.
It feels like the end of an era. The last time that we'll be together might sneak up on us overnight. We're all grown up, moving along. We're all finding where we belong. You never know when we'll say goodnight for the last time. So while you're here, I'll waste no tears on wishing we had more time. And I hope you don't ever lose that beautiful smile. I can't lie, I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how much you mean to me.
They start coming back home from around 2. That is 1400 hours. That's when they start streaming in from different schools. So at the end of the day, we'll have about the little ones. We'll have around 40 of them in the evening, coming back here. So this is the kitchen that we use. Please come. We use this place as our sitting room. It's a humble one. Please come here. Eric, this is where this is what we call our sitting room. And by now, guys, you'll have noticed that this is a very humble home. And the beauty of things is that despite the fact that we strain in terms of resources, but we have love that bonds the team. Because for those who don't know, probably you all don't know this, that I was also brought up in this home after losing my mom to HIV. That was way back in 1993. And unfortunately, our blood relatives deserted us when we needed them the most. Because what happened is that the stigma was high, and as a result of that, they had to do away with us. You can imagine they went for material stuff, but then none of them wanted the kids. And I have 3 siblings, so we are 4 in number. But the biggest miracle that ever happened to us is that Mama Elizabeth, now the founder of the home, she was a colleague to my mom. They are friends. And before my mom succumbed to the virus, they happened to be talking, and in the process, Mama Elizabeth had lost one of her sisters, her biological sisters, and she left behind 6 daughters. And Mama Elizabeth took the name. When she took the name, my mom was so impressed, and she was like, hey, you have such a golden heart. I would love my kids to be taken by someone as you should something happen to me. It's like she had foreseen what would happen. Because after she was gone, then we were stranded. They went for material stuff, including our own clothes. You can imagine your blood relatives doing that to you, and they don't want you. They even had to bury my mom. Please don't worry about those ones. Those are our rodents. They are our pets. Yeah. So she took us in after realizing that we were stranded and none of the guys wanted anything to do with us. She took us in. Remember, she had also taken the 6 daughters in. So we became 10. And then she had her own biological 3 kids. We became a football team in one house. And at some point, she had to sacrifice her own marriage, because of the kids. Because that was a very big burden to the provider of the house. And after that happened, now we had to shift to Korogocho. Before that time, we used to live along Kamunde Road. You remember that the road that you used? We used to live around that place. Now we had to come back to Korogocho. And the fact that she didn't have resources, she took us to different children's homes. The ladies were taken to SOS. It's one of the best established children's homes in Kenya. And then my brothers were taken to Mahiga Children's Home. And I was lucky to land in one of the street kids center. It used to cater for street kids. They would be rounded off in town and then taken to that center. And you can imagine that's how I ended up in that center. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because at least I got a chance to be educated. I didn't wear a uniform unlike most pupils, but that didn't stop me from getting my education. And the center was good because they took care of us up to secondary level. And after secondary level, part of my education, college education, I had to fund it myself, because I used to sell clothes, second-hand clothes, then pay my own school fees. I was at one of the universities in Kenya called Multimedia University. That's where I studied. And I was lucky, didn't come out for long, got a job at JKIA. And I worked for 5.5 years until something happened and I had to resign, because someone wanted to take advantage of me and I couldn't allow it. So after that, I've always been in business. Then disaster strikes in form of cancer. Mama Elizabeth, the home's founder, became a victim of breast cancer towards the end of 2015. We fought it from 2015 to 2019 when she succumbed to the cancer. And 2 weeks prior to her death, she holds my hand out of the blue and delegates the responsibility of running the home to me. By that time, the structure you see here wasn't like this. We had a mud structure that was almost collapsing. If you wanted to see stars, there was no need of going outside to see stars. You just tilt your head and, because the roofing was leaking everywhere. And you would close the door and pass through the wall because we had big gaps. The structure was coming down, but again, I did an interview with one of the TV stations in Kenya, and that was what brought this structure here now. Because a friend of the lady who had come to do the interview, her and the husband decided to build the structure for us. So today we have 61 kids who live here permanently. Some are orphans, some are neglected kids, and others are kids who go through stuff through the hands of the family. Like if it's a girl, she has gone through a lot through the male relatives and such stuff. And this is why we give them a home. Despite being a humble home, we have that love that bonds us together as a family. And apart from that, we also have a feeding program that feeds the local community kids on a daily basis, whereby we feed 300 to 400 kids on a daily basis. We provide lunch and supper for the kids. The feeding program keeps many of them in school. It keeps many of them off the streets. And in terms of education, we educate a total of 85 kids. A total of 85, and we do it by mobilizing. So I'm always giving out my number because that's, like I'm the contact guy, and you can save it. At least if you see my status, you may not be in a position to help at that time, but you sharing that status with someone else might make all the difference, because that's how we do it. Then if you're on Facebook or IG, you can look for Mama Elizabeth Home Korogocho. For instance, like them, they are going to school. To be honest, I don't even have a shilling.
Yeah.
And the car that is ferrying them to school needs 10,000 shillings. But the beauty of things is that I operate this home by faith. By the time they are dropping the last kid in Embu, God will have done his work. That's what I mean. So when you come to a place like this, you should always count your blessings, because you realize that you might be privileged on the other side, and then we have others who are less privileged. But it's only through such visits and through kindness, prayers, and support that we make a difference for these kids. Because there has always been this narrative that kids from the slums, if it's a girl child, she has to sell herself, like become a sex worker. If it's the boy child, they become criminals, because most of them end up indulging in drugs. And you see, most people blame these kids. Can you imagine a kid who is like 5 years and the mom is a drunkard? Like, you've seen people addressing me outside here. If you look carefully at that crowd, you're going to realize that we have a big number of adults who are hopeless already, and they don't care even about their own kids. So this is why we try to be a beam of hope for the kids in the slums, because I believe that a day will come whereby I'll switch on my TV like this, and the minister reading something will be from Korogocho. And it's my dream to ensure that each and every one of them stands on their own feet before then they're able to move out of this place. We even have one kid in the university already, you know, and we anticipate for the best for these kids. And it's a struggle because everything relies on one person, me. So I have to ensure that I'm always working hard, extra hard, and when I get that money, 90% of it I spend it on these kids. You know, like I have to ensure they have their shopping, their school fees is paid. But God has always been great. He has always walked the journey with me, because it's been 3 years and 3 months now since I took over, and so far so good. You know, so far so good. This is why you see them waiting eagerly for the vehicle that is going to ferry them to different schools, you know, out of Nairobi, so that, you know, they get educated, because I believe the best empowerment is education. I mean, we no longer have land to give to kids. You know, if I give them education and food, shelter, then they have to lay their own foundation. Whatever they do today, I keep telling them that whatever they do today as young people, their old age depends on that. You know, they have to make wise choices. Otherwise, the consequences, I mean, it is inevitable to avoid consequences if you make bad choices. Yes. This is what we use to cook for the kids. Then on the other side, we have accommodation. Please come with me.
And I know that we'll still have our ties. So while we're here, let's give a...
So this is the accommodation. We have 2 kids per bed, you know, because of the space. But my hope is to ensure that each and every one of them has his or her own bed in future. And probably we'll even get a better structure one day, you know, a permanent structure that will fit all of them and serve even the volunteers, so that they don't have to like rent outside the premises. It becomes easier when they are in one area. Yeah. Can you imagine, before this bed, some of the kids we have here had no prior experience on how it felt like to sleep on a bed. You know, the things we take for granted are a privilege to others. Because you can imagine, if someone has never slept on a bed before and you're complaining about your bed, then you're not counting your blessings. You know? Then we have the upper part for the boys.
I just want you to know how much you mean to me, how much I still need you. I can't lie, my heart is broken. Won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave. I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it.
The far end, that it's used by the teens, because when they mess, I want to address teens as teens, because again I want the little ones to respect them. You have to set a good example. So when we have issues, I call the teens, address them as teens. You know, if you respect them, then they respect you back. You know, it's a two-way traffic. And this one, the front part is supposed to be my office. Then the other one, my store, where I keep my food stuff. You know, and then where you see bumps of garbage, you see that place there?
Yeah.
That's where they throw everything in Nairobi. That's where they dump everything. That is called Dandora dump site. Everything in Nairobi is thrown there. As a kid, I used to scavenge there. It was a very dangerous place, but again, God brought us from all that. You know. So our structure used to be as bad as these ones. It was even worse than these ones. So we count our blessings up to this point. My dream is to educate 1,000 kids, and I keep praying to God that He gives me many years so that I'm able to accomplish that. And I believe if we empower the kids in the slums, then we'll have great people coming from this place. Otherwise, growing up in the slum and coming out successful is not a joke. It requires God's grace and mercies to get that far. So feel at home, guys. I'm privileged to have you here. Santi.
Take stuff out of the suitcases?
Yes.
Like, can we give it to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go and so that you're able to do that.
Isn't it? This is it. This is it. Isn't it? This is it. I guess I forgot to say that I know you'll be phenomenal. You don't even realize just what you're capable of. If I don't remember to say goodbye, I hope that's okay, 'cause that makes it real for me. I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how happy I am for you. I wish the best for you. Yeah, my heart is broken. Won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave. I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it. This is it. Feels like the end of an era. The last time that we'll be together. Might sneak up on us so now. We're all grown up, moving along. We're all finding where we belong. You never know when we'll say goodnight for the last time. So while you're here, I'll waste no tears on wishing we had more time. And I hope you don't ever lose that beautiful smile. I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how much you mean to me, how much I'll still need you. I can't let my heart is broken, won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave. I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it.
This one.
This is it,
This one. Yeah.
isn't it? This is it. I know that we may be further, but we will still be together. Every milestone in our lives. We're all grown up, moving along. Found exactly where you belong. And I know that we'll still have our time. So while we're here, let's give a cheer to everything we've gone through. I can't, I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how much you mean to me, how much I'll still need you.
Do you have more notebooks?
I can't, my heart is broken, won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave. I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it, isn't it? This is it. I guess I forgot to say that I know you'll be phenomenal. They don't even realize just what you're capable of. If I don't remember to say goodbye, I hope that's okay, 'cause that makes it all too real for me.
Is everybody got one?
I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how happy I am for you. I wish the best for you. feels like the end of an era.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got another one.
We'll
It's
be
okay.
together. Might sneak up on us overnight. We're all grown up, moving along. We're all finding where we belong. Never know when we'll say goodnight for the last time. So while you're here, I'll waste no tears on a wishing we had more time. And I hope you don't ever lose that beautiful smile. I can't lie, I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how much you mean to me, how much I'll still need you. I can't lie, my heart is broken, won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave, I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it, isn't it? This is it. I know that we may be farther, but we will still be together for every milestone in our lives. You're all grown up, moving along. You found exactly where you belong, and I know that we'll still have our time. So
Hapo ni kufanya maombi yako itoshe.
to everything we've gone through. I can't lie, I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how much you mean to me, how much I'll still need you. I can't lie, my heart is broken, won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave, I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it, isn't it? This is it. I guess I forgot to say that I know you'll be phenomenal. You don't even realize just what you're capable of. If I remember to say goodbye, I hope that's okay, 'cause that makes it all too real.
What do you tell our visitors?
Thank you.
Take a picture, okay?
Know how happy I am for you. I wish the best for you.
Short one can come. Short one can come.
My heart is broken, won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave, I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it.
Yeah.
This is it, isn't it? This is
So
it.
the rest can be quality. Yeah?
This is
Then we'll make sure we put them somewhere. When they come back from school, then they'll be lucky. The ones who will be lucky are the ones who will get their sizes.
Yeah.
Okay, get your
But now that you know them very well,
Yes, I know
before
all
the
of them.
time for them come from school,
Yeah.
you can just pack them
We'll have
and you know
sorted,
this one
yes,
is for
yes,
so and so.
we'll do
Yeah.
that. All right. This will go to one of the kids.
Yes.
Nice.
They have a lot of play materials.
Yeah, this will give them joy. Once they are back,
Actually, most of the things here they are for.
and you see the
younger
beauty of
kids.
things is
The younger
that
I was actually supposed to buy such.
Oh, really?
now
The
look at
crayons.
what God does. Yeah, imagine. I have a list that I was given,
Yeah, these are
and these are some of the requirements.
Yeah. CBC is showing us manenos.
It has really
As parents,
Where?
we can relate.
CBC is a project that you have to be on your toes
Yeah.
at all
Needs
times.
more concentration,
Imagine.
a lot of finances.
A lot of finances. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you. They'll be very happy. Gari tachelesha watoto wake. Eh, I pray for my own vehicle one day. Because it would have been easier.
This yeah.
Like I have to pay him 10,000 for the trip, and again he has taken his time. Some of these kids have to be in school by 2. Can you imagine?
Maybe he's even working somewhere.
Yeah, imagine.
Take advantage.
It is terrible.
Sijali, Mungu atakubariki. The
one
moment now
day.
una take your burden ya hao watoto. That's
Unafaa
already
kuja siku
a
moja sasa
call
wakati
for
wanakula.
blessing.
Hey, upate line inakuwa hapa, hundreds of kids. I'll share some of the clips. Utaona. Let me invade and eat one.
Au kufikiwa.
Unajua mzazi anakula last.
Kwa wengine hata wanakosa.
Imagine.
Lakini watoto wakipata unafurahi.
Mimi nasikia raha.
Feels like the end of an era. The last time that we'll be together might sneak up on us so night.
And as well as use the
We're
other
all
bed.
grown up, moving along. We're all
You need the
finding
suitcase.
where we
Then I suggest we leave them on the bed.
will say.
If you need the suitcase,
No, you can keep it. You can keep the suitcase.
I'll keep it.
Yeah.
I'm the one who will travel soon.
Yeah, that one is a great one for you.
Thank you.
And we don't need this one
All
either.
right.
There's
Some
nothing in
some
it.
of these will be my souvenirs.
Okay.
So that when I'm called somewhere to travel,
You just go
then I'm sorted.
Okay.
Yes,
Here we
thank
go.
you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too.
Can't I'm sad to see you go, but I just want you to know how much you mean to me, how much I still need you. I can't let my heart is broken, won't leave these things unspoken. I know you'll have to leave. I just can't believe that this is it, isn't it? This is it. This is it, isn't it?